Ladies and gentlemen, once again, I want to say welcome to all Jamaicans home and abroad. Wish you all the best going forward. I just want to say blessed love to all my compatriots, countrymen and women. We're a resilient set of people. We are survivalists, but there comes a time in life when we have to make common sense has to prevail. I want to say welcome once again to the Lenny Robbins YouTube channel, Know Your Politics. Let's come together to create a better understanding by watching what our politicians do and say. And also, we must also start to give close attention to some of our bloggers and our commentaries that are posted on YouTube. I can't for the love of me understand. As a matter of fact, I'm still befuddled as to how some of us as Jamaicans think and continues to think. Because it's frightening for me to see Jamaicans believe up to this point that we can survive as a divided nation. I've been crying out for some time now for Jamaicans, for us all to come together as one people, one nation. I've been trying to get Jamaica to understand that there's strength in numbers. And I'm trying to get everyone to understand that without us, without Jamaicans coming together, our lives won't be better. We cannot survive as a divided nation. And the example I throw there is that it's like in a family. If there's no unity in the family, that family is going to split up. And it weakens the support structure of the family. If the family is not together, it weakens the support structure of the family. It's the same thing with the country as a whole, with the nation. If we are not together, we cannot expect Jamaica to survive because we love PNP. And we're only fooling ourselves that because we love JLP, Jamaica will survive. And Jamaica will grow as it should and should be, and will, be placed in a position that is beneficial to all Jamaicans. No, it won't happen. I've said it before, if PNP was able to make Jamaica a better place, or the JLP was able to make Jamaica a better place by itself, that would have happened long, long ago. Politicians are not here to move the needle of development for all Jamaica. Neither the PNP nor the JLP. It's we the people who have that power to move the needle or to force politicians to start to think about the benefits to all Jamaicans. I've said all of that to say this because I'm befuddled to understand how the minds of most of my Jamaicans are still ignorant. And what leads me to this, ladies and gentlemen, I saw a video clip on YouTube this morning, a Muta Baruka thing. Well, some of these things are AI generated and all of these things. That's why I try to stay alive and real. I doing still nothing. I make sure that I put something out there in the background. I can move. You can see me moving. The AI is not generating one thing for me. And there was a woman in the clippings, Muta. She said she was in a supermarket and she heard a policeman calling Andrew Holness dog shit. And that Andrew Holness is a liar and a thief and he's doomed to destruction. Now it's funny, because I'm sure if she was in a supermarket, quite likely others might have heard. If she's the only person who heard the policeman say that, then she's very, very lucky to hear a policeman say that. But what I don't understand about you, lady, and my dear, why do you think it's necessary to get that out there on social media? When the policeman who said it himself said it in private. Was he talking to you? You just heard it by the way. You heard it by the way. I can't understand the level of ignorance that we still display with all that is happening around the world. When we look at what is happening to us regionally in the Caribbean, when we look at what is happening internationally, Europe, North America, Africa, when we look at what is happening around the world, what are we waiting on to wake up to the realization that if we don't come together as a nation, we will not survive this, whether PNP or JLP is running this country? And I must say to Mota, your platform is an international, worldwide platform. And it's been listened to just about on every continent. If not even at the bottom of the Arctic Ocean too. So that's how big your thing is. But what surprises me, what convinces you to give space to these kind of comment on your platform? Remember, you are an architect of nation building. One Jamaica. But giving space to these kind of things out there does not help in any way, shape, or form. In reality, sir, I can't tell you who to entertain, who not to entertain on your show. I can't tell you what comments to entertain or not. But I'm befuddled by this woman comment because it speaks to me of the ignorance of some of us Jamaicans. Our political ignorance, our economic ignorance, our social ignorance, our personal ignorance. The ignorance to not to understand that the only way the nation is going to be, we can build a nation is unless the nation is together. And one quick example for that is like a family. A family that is divided cannot survive and will not survive. A family that is not together cannot stay together and will not survive together. I've been saying this for a very long time. I think so far I haven't heard anyone come out in the format that I have as yet to articulate that we need to come together as one nation. I may be the lone voice out there from Jamaica on this YouTube platform speaking that neither JLP nor PNP can do this thing alone. And we the people need to forge a better understanding of what the kind of life we want and what we want Jamaica to be. We the people have to forge that understanding, not the politicians of the day. I couldn't understand you, lady, because, you know, as a matter of fact, I would put one suggestion out there for you, because if I was there in the supermarket and listening and hearing that argument coming out of policeman's mouth, what I would tell him to do, go tell Andrew Holness to his face. If you can't get to him, put it on social media. Put it in the print media. Go on television. Put it out there for him to hear. And that the fact that you're a labor right police and now switching to a JLP, to a PMP police, you're going to vote for PMP the next time. That's your choice, brother. That's something no one can take away from you. And I want the lady to understand that. Person can switch allegiance from party to party any day, any time, any second, any minute. Not because the man says he's moving from JLP to PMP. It means that the JLP is no good or the PMP is no good. It can also mean that he's not getting what he wants. Because politics is all about who gets what, where, when, and why. That's a basic philosophical understanding of politics. The way it is conducted. That's the understanding, the analogy people walk away of the understanding of politics. So we're all free to move around, switch allegiance, vote for any party this today and vote for the next one tomorrow or whatever. So that is nothing to talk about, lady. That is nothing to brag about. But there must be something, because when I hear you speak so profoundly proud of what you're hearing from the policeman. But let me tell you this, and I want this to sink into you if you're hearing this or seeing this video. If you have an undying love and wavering love for the PMP, it's not going to help develop Jamaica one way or the other. And any undying hatred you have for the JLP is not going to help develop Jamaica one way or the other. And I'm saying both sides of the fence. People who love JLP and hate PMP, your undying love and undying hatred will not help to develop Jamaica or bring the nation together, because that's the only way we will grow. As one people, together. Not because of the love of PMP or the love of JLP or the hatred for PMP or the hatred for JLP. But as a love of ourselves, as a love for the country. Whatever happens must happen on behalf of the entire country. It is time. We're not arguing. Look how ignorant we are. We are not arguing on social media platform for a better way of life. No, we are not. We're not out there demonstrating, calling government to do something about garbage collection, to do something about some basic things in life. The cost of food, the cost of living. We're not out there arguing, because since that is one of the most important concerns to Jamaicans, I've never heard a set of people come out and say, okay, let's talk about cost of living and ask government what we can press government to reduce the high cost of living. We're not out there doing these things. What we are out there doing is sowing the seed of discord. Feed it into the division of the society. Feed it into the political divisiveness. Feed it into the green and the orange shirt. That divide us. Because that's the only way the politicians can rule. Divide and conquer. It is time for us to free our mind, and Muta, I can't, like I said, enough respect to you still, my brother, but I mean, now we are living in an advanced time now, Muta. We are living in a time where people have to really be thinking positively, people have to be thinking constructively, and we have to be thinking nation building now. We can't be looking out for ourselves anymore, because the greed and the selfishness is a part of the whole problem that exists in Jamaica right now. It's time for people to come together. I mean, we can't help everybody, Muta. You can't reach out and hand out to everybody. I'm not saying that I can't do it either. I can only reach out to a few people personally, and that's enough I can do. You understand? But there are other things we can put our voice to force government and put pressure on government to pay attention to. You understand? There are other things we can do. And people in diaspora, you also have a power. You also have a power, because the government is begging you. The government is begging us to lend our experience, to lend our knowledge, to lend our support to the development of the nation. But we don't want to give it in such a way that it's gonna politicize what we're doing. We don't want it to be politicized. We have to do it in a way that it's going to be Jamaicanized. It's just that if we are going to go through and assist the government, it has to go through the ruling party, the government of the day, whether it be PNP or JLP. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me use this opportunity once again to say to Jamaica, it is time we move away from the political ignorance, self-ignorance, the whole economic ignorance and social ignorance, educational ignorance. We now need to start to pay closer attention to things. And when I say ignorant, I don't mean people are fools or people are arrogant, you're physically. What I mean is that you're failing to take the time to read, to analyze, and to even have a good discussion about things. Something is said, you just pick it up and run with it. And that can't be true. And if what you're saying, lady, is true, tell that policeman to go tell Andrew Holness to his face what he said about Andrew Holness. You heard, and you brought it to social media. Tell the policeman to go tell Andrew Holness to his face. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Lenny Robbins YouTube show. That's my 2 cents for this morning, 27th of January. It's a sad state to see how we continue to hurt ourselves from inside, to divide the nation when every other nation around us, even in the Caribbean, is trying to unite their people, and we are still tearing at each other's throat. I must highlight Mr. Louis Farrakhan here because it said some time ago, Louis Farrakhan, it is time for Jamaica to stop the nonsense. Cut out the nonsense of dividing its people. Make a bonfire of the green shirts and the orange shirt. Make one big bonfire of them all. Burn them. Good. You don't need a color shirt to go out and vote. I don't need a green shirt to go vote for JLP. I don't need an orange shirt to go vote for PNP. It is for us, ladies and gentlemen, to come together and make it real, make it happen, and put pressure on our government, because it is time, it is upon us. It's more important now than ever for us to unite as a nation. Our existence is threatened. We are in an existential crisis. Government is not explaining honestly to us the real situation. They are not explaining to us the real situation. And I must call out in closing, I must call out the Prime Minister in this, Mr. Andrew Holness. Up to now, sir, I don't think you were honest in explaining to the nation the visit of the last Secretary of State to your office from the United States, Marco Rubio. I don't think you were honest in stating out in explaining to the nation what was really discussed in that meeting. Because this is the second time under this administration a Secretary of State has visited Jamaica early in the administration coming to office. Sean Spicer did it in 2016, Marco Rubio did it in 2025. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome once again, Lenny Robbins YouTube channel. Let us continue to seek for knowledge, to seek to open our eyes, to seek for a better way of life, to seek to demand better performance from our government, be it PNP or JLP, and whoever in a position, whichever party is in a position, also seek from them, force them to be the checks and balances that we need in society. Because we can't do it from outside. They're inside there, they can do it. And they need to put pressure on the government. Like I said, these two parties, none is better than the other because they're all friends. Welcome, Lenny Robbins YouTube channel. Blessed love to all Jamaicans wherever you are. Home and abroad. I know we are all over the world as Jamaicans. And I see you again pretty soon. I'm not here very often. But like I said, work on other issues that's taking up my time. But very soon I'll have the time to be more consistent with my posting. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome once again. Lenny Robbins over and out. Blessed love to all Jamaica. God bless.